All right, so now I'm going to hand it over to Tanya. And Tanya is another lady that I've met along this path, this journey, and that has this skill set. You know, she's not as far ahead as Bill. Bill's been doing this for a couple of years. He's replaced his income. He's replaced his job. He's replaced his business. He's completely bought his time back. He's sitting in Whistler, one of the most expensive cities in Canada, and he's enjoying a 5-star experience, okay? So that's what it gets you if you're willing to stick it out. But we all know that there's a place between here and there, and often we don't see the journey. And what I love about Tanya is that she's right here. She just started recently. She's just started applying the knowledge, the basics, the mentorship that she's been receiving, and she's willing to take it slow, to take one step at a time, and to celebrate the victories in the process. And so I want you to hear from this woman who's been doing this for a minute and has come a little bit along the way, and yet has so much further to go, but in my opinion, has done so much to get where she is. And so, Tanya, I just appreciate your heart, your diligence, your consistency, your coachability. More than anything I can appreciate about you is the fact that you just follow directions, because it takes guts to do something you've never done and to follow someone who has something you've never got and to just apply. So would you tell these people a little bit about like where you were before you found the Academy, where you've been since, and what the journey's been like for you, and maybe what you would say to someone who's brand new and maybe looking at this for the first time?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for having me on board. It's an honor to be here with you, Shanda, and a ninja of all people. Awesome. So it's so funny that you mentioned following rules, because that's something that I love to do. When someone tells me what to do, I'll just go to the moon with them if it's the right way. Now, before joining IM Academy, I was working as a police officer in Australia in this town called Armidale. And I was a single mom at the time, and I remember just working these crazy shifts. You know, there were just long days and long nights, and then those days turn into nights, and the nights turn into days. And I remember just coming home absolutely exhausted. Like, you know, I wanted to spend time with my kids, but what I really wanted to do was just pass out and just sleep forever. And that wasn't the life that I wanted to have. And, you know, it was okay for a little bit, but, you know, it's paying the bills and everything. But there are just these precious moments with our kids, and I felt like I was missing out on all of them. So I reached out to a friend of mine, Darla, and I hired her as my coach and as my mentor. And I have no problem investing in myself. So I reached out to Darla, and I had this conversation with her. And I remember thinking, this is going to sound so far-fetched to her, but I said, Darla, what I really want in life is to just travel the world with my kids. I would love to just go to some place like Canada and live on a mountain somewhere, and then just spend all my days skiing with the kids and having adventures, right? Because that was where I wanted to be, not where I was. And so we put this plan together, and we started building multiple streams of passive income, okay? Because money is not enough, because you need time and money. That's the key. So we were building multiple streams of income, and Darla introduced me to the IM Academy. And I guess to be part of the biggest financial market in the world, for me, that was a no-brainer, an absolute no-brainer. So fast forward 12 months, I resigned as senior officer at Armidale Police. And 2 weeks later, I moved my family to Canada, and I happened to be living on a mountain, and we spend all our days skiing in the winter and hiking in the summer. Like, as crazy as that sounded then, we're living that life now. And since joining the IM Academy, I've gone from having zero experience in trading to having success with trading. And, you know, I guess my days are, I wake up in the morning, just like Shanda says. I wake up before my daughter does, and I do 1 hour of education with my mentor, with the live educators. I ask questions, I get help, and on top of the live educators, I have this group, this family, this community of like-minded people around me that are guiding me and pushing me forward. And it was so funny, like just today, I got a call from a woman in our community, in our group. Her name is Leah. And I have never met her, I have never spoken to her, but she reached out just to cheer me on. Like my customers back at work, they never called me and said, hey, thanks for leading me in the right direction, and here's all these good feelings and great vibes. Like that never happened, but it does in this community. And I spend the rest of my day with my daughter. We go and hang out. We go and pick berries. We're going hiking. We look at the bears and find the deers. And to me, that's magical. To me, that's life, and that's freedom, and that's the beauty about this academy. It can do all of these things.
Who else is that magical for? Do you guys feel the magic in that experience of saying, I want something for myself, I want something for my family, I want something for my future, and then going and getting it a year later? Like that, it doesn't just feel magical, it is magic. And what I love is that you got your hopes up. And so many of us are too busy being skeptical that we don't have the opportunity to be hopeful. And I believe that hope deferred makes the heart sick, and that when we walk by faith and we really step into what it is that we want, that we live with no regret. And it's so beautiful, and I'm so proud of you for taking the brave step, the courageous step of doing the crazy things that most people think is impossible, and willing to go and educate yourself and listen to your mentors. Invest in yourself. One of the things you said at the beginning was that you're not afraid to invest in you. And the truth is that's always our number one best investment, because you have complete control over the results of what you invest in yourself. If you don't apply that information, there's nothing we can do with it. You can sign up for this academy. You can pay your $200-300 and not do anything with it. Or you can apply your knowledge. You can give it the time and the energy that it deserves. And for some people, it might be a year, and some people it might be 4. It doesn't matter. Realistically, the time's going to pass anyways. What are you going to do with it? And the fact that what you've done is you've fought for your freedom, you've gone to the next level, you've given your family what it is that they could have only hoped for or dreamed of or thought was magic or a fairy tale, and you've done it. All of the sacrifices, the early mornings, the late nights, the hard times where you wanted to hit snooze. Like, I'm so freaking proud of you, girl. And I'm so excited that we're just getting started. And so I don't know about you guys, but maybe, just maybe, you're willing to do the hard stuff. Maybe, just maybe, you're willing to log in and watch what someone who has what you want does to get what you want, and you're willing to do that thing. And what I'm going to show you right now, this is one of my favorite tools. I'm going to show you one of my favorite tools. And then we'll get into the next steps, okay? So watch this. Thank you, Tanya, for everything. Okay, let me see. Da, 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 da.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are absolutely phenomenal, and it is such a pleasure. Okay, let's see. Okay, so here we are. Share. You guys see that? Can you see my color screen? Give me a thumbs up.